Once you've done your benefit scan, remember that's going through each output and determining what category of benefit that output gives to the client, and then do that for the outcome as well. You can start putting together a benefit realisation plan. And the key thing which you've probably now realised is after you've got your outcome from discussing in your sponsor brief with your sponsor, once you've got an agreement about what that sponsor's primary outcome is, you can derive the outputs going backwards. Middle, it might be a draft, which you've got to socialise with other critical stakeholders and so on. But you've got the basis to start your plan, because then you just do a benefit scan on your draft 03. For each output, what is the benefit class associated with that output? Then you do the same for the outcome. Now you know you've got the whole model starting to create, but you've done this right up front. You can then start identifying who owns which of the outputs and who owns the process of realising the benefit with each output, and similarly with the outcome. And the question you have to ask here is simple. To create the plan, you simply have to answer 4 questions. Who has got to do what, by when, and how's it going to be measured? And you repeat that process for every output. So to realise the benefits associated, for example, with the new product set in our case study, remember we've got a new product to help us retain customers. Who has to do what to measure the fact, and we'll just assume at this stage that the output of new product set is simply an improvement of service. How are we going to measure that? How are we going to validate that those new products are perceived by our customers as better than the ones they're replacing? And that then becomes part of creating your benefit realisation plan. You do the same then for each output, and you do the same for the outcome. Who has to do what, by when, and how are you going to measure it for each of the outputs to become and drive to that outcome. You've now got the picture that in fact there are 2 benefit realisation plans you need to create. Right? Sounds complex, but once you've got your 03 and your benefit scan, it's really actually quite easy. So you're going to have a benefit realisation plan for the outputs. And by the way, since the outputs being delivered should have realised the benefit associated with the output, that's got to happen during the project. So during your project, you actually start consulting with people who can put in place the measures of how we're going to measure whether customers actually perceive those new products as better. You don't wait till you've done that, it's too late. All right. So benefit realisation planning for outputs creates activities during the project that you'll need to monitor as a PM to make sure that the people who are owning the benefit of the new product being measured, right, have been engaged and are doing what they need to do, so you've got the data there when you go live. For outcomes, it gets a little bit more interesting. We'll pick this up in the next tutorial when we look at benefit realisation risk. But for the outcome benefit realisation plan, it looks pretty well the same as the output benefit realisation plan, except you're now not focusing on what activities you need to do during the project to realise the benefits associated with each output. You're putting in place a plan for the future after you've done your PIR, when you go live. Who, after you've delivered the new product, who, after you've actually updated the website, have to do something with that output to directly lead to the outcome and the benefit of retained revenue associated with the outcome of retained customers. So we'll put an example up, but better still, just think of it as 2 simple plans. The output benefit realisation plan and the outcome benefit realisation plan.